A Nebraska lawmaker says he expects President Trump to sign an upcoming housing bill.
Well, the president canceled the signing last week at the 11th hour, saying he wanted Congress to focus on a different bill. Well, the 21st Century Road to Housing Act is intended to encourage more new home builds. It also puts limits on corporate investors who buy homes to rent them out.
This bill will do a lot of things. It cuts red tape in housing, increases housing supply, and makes renting a home and buying a home more affordable in Nebraska and across the country.
Well, the bill is designed to reduce housing costs for underserved communities and increase housing supply.